Hey gang, what's going on? And welcome to Talkin Vegas All Day with KA. I'm your host KA, and on today's episode, we're going to explore the history of one of my favorite places to stay and hang out at in Las Vegas, the D. We're going to explore the history of the place, along with some things you may or may not know about it as well. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button and make sure to click subscribe so that you can keep up to date on new episodes when they drop. And make sure to punch that notification bell so that you know when new episodes drop also. So let's go ahead and get started as we talk about the D Las Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas, baby. Let's go tonight.
Right now,
Let's go to Vegas. We'll stay up all night.
up in the
Let's go to Vegas. Let's get away.
So the history of the D all starts back in 1980 when Mo Doubts created the Sundance Hotel and Casino located in downtown Freemont Street. This 650-room hotel and casino was the newest hotel and casino in downtown at the time. While Doubts owned the casino, it was also ran day to day by his partners Herb Pasteur and Al Sachs. For those of you that are Vegas historians, you might know Al Sachs because he also owned the Sundance West on Freemont Street. And the rumor is that the name and logo of the Sundance was possibly tied to the Sundance West, since Sachs owned and operated that from 1967 right up until the close of the Sundance Hotel and Casino in 1980. Now, who is Mo Doubts, you might ask? And this is important because we might be discussing him in future episodes as we go along. Mo Morris Doubts came out of the rough world of the Midwest mob in Detroit and Cleveland to become the leading Las Vegas businessman and philanthropist. Some things he did: he built the golf course at the Desert Inn, was one of the founding members of the Las Vegas Country Club, and he also ran a lot of charitable causes and actually helped start what is now UNLV. In terms of running hotels and casinos, Doubts ran the Showboat and the Stardust for a time before he built the Sundance in 1980. Now, he ran that up until about 1987, and the hotel and casino, from all accounts, was very profitable. It was doing good business, but he eventually had to defer management of the property to others when he could not get a gaming license from the Nevada Gaming Board and regulators due to his mob contacts. So ultimately, in 1987, the Sundance Casino and Hotel ceased to exist. So that will take us to the next iteration of this property, which would be the Fitzgerald Hotel and Casino. In 87, Doubts was forced to sell the Sundance to the Lincoln Management Group, later named Fitzgerald's Gaming. And they ran this property from 87 to 2001, and of course renamed the property Fitzgerald's Las Vegas. And it was doing well, but it wasn't doing good enough, and Fitzgerald's Gaming around 2001 was forced to sell the property due to bankruptcy. So that brings in Don Barton. And who's Don Barton? Well, Don Barton was the head honcho at Majestic Star Casino, and he bought the property along with two others for $149 million. And 2 years later, to avoid burden from the lenders, he separated from Majestic Star Gaming. A little interesting note about Barton: at the time, he was the first African-American casino owner. 2002, Barton announced renovations to the Fitzgerald, including taking down the iconic Mr. O'Lucky mascot from the front of the casino. He then began a multi-million-dollar renovation of property, which included a buffet, steakhouse, and showroom. New exterior paint was applied to spruce it up. The renovations were successful and resulted in an increase in customer visitation, which was great for the time because the Fitzgeralds had been struggling from about 98 to 2001. They also added the Blarney Stone, which is still prevalent in the D, so guests could kiss and rub it to bring them good luck. In 2011, Barton passed away. So he had ran the hotel from about 2001 to about 2011. So he ran for about 10 years. Just some side notes here on the Fitzgerald. I had visited once, and the theming overall was very Irish. They had 4-leaf clovers, signified luck of the Irish. Lots of green and Irish themes all around the hotel. It was a really cool site. Basically, the whole theme was everything there you did was supposed to bring you good luck, so you won more money. One other interesting side note, in 2010, they were sued basically because, from what I read here, a trademark allegation over the infringement over the hotel's website, fitzgeralds.net, apparently was claimed that they stole a website address from another place that was registered in 2001. I found that very interesting. That was about a year before Barton passed away. That brings us to the D now. October of 2011, the estate was sold to, of course, the Stevens brothers, Greg and Derek. And they were the majority owners, as we know, of the Golden Gate Casino. And with the D, Derek took 78% ownership share, while Greg took 22%. In fall of 2012, they began a $22 million renovation, which gave way to a more modern feel. They got rid of the Irish theme, updated, made it look all brand new and contemporary. This includes what's my personal favorite. You got the scantily clad dealers, ladies dancing around and on the tables. And then they started the second floor Vintage Vegas. At the time, it was coin-operated casinos to kind of give it that historic feel. And they wanted to make it feel more like a historic but yet modern feeling casino. Some other notes about the renovation. They upgraded all the guest rooms and created luxury suites. They also added one of my favorite places to eat at, Joe Viscari's Adiamo Italian Steakhouse, which is phenomenal. They opened the first Coney Island hot dog establishment outside Michigan, and they also added 3 distinct bars. The Long Bar, which at the time was said to be the longest bar in Nevada, just a few feet short than 100 feet. The D Bar, which was their outdoor bar, and they added the View Bar upstairs. A few side notes here. In 2013, they became the first casino to accept Bitcoin. In 2020, they changed the showroom to what is now the Sportsbook Bar Canada. And I know they've gotten rid of the Williams Sportsbook that ran the sportsbook there, and now they run it under Circa Sports. But we'll get to Circa in another time. What does the D stand for? Well, according to some research I did, the D stands for the downtown, and it also apparently stands for Detroit. So those are the two ones, downtown and Detroit is what the D stands for. Before we wrap up today, some observations that I have of the D. First off, I want to say, if Derek and Greg are listening, you guys did a great job. I love this place, and I'm so excited for Circa, but when this hotel came out, I was immediately excited because it kind of brought back the old flair, like I said earlier, the contemporary. A few things I really like. I love the rooms. When you get off the elevator, they have like Vegas, Vic and Vicky, and just some iconic images of Fremont Street as you walk around. The rooms are really nice. The bathrooms they've recently updated, top notch, a really great walk-in shower. Beds are always comfortable. One tip, if you book on third-party sites, a lot of times you get a great deal, but sometimes they put you on that Freemont Street experience side, the real right up against there. That can get kind of loud, just like the Golden Gate. I'll ask for a corner suite, and it's a little bit more pricey, but you get a nice wraparound couch, a little bit more leg room. It's just a nicer room for the price, and also the higher up you can get from Fremont Street experience, the better view. Some of the places we've eaten at, I've eaten at Coney Island. It's one of my favorite places for late night grubbing. Chili fries, chili dogs are great. The steakhouse there, like I said, is one of my favorites. Really nice price. They have this big meatball that is a phenomenal appetizer. The steaks are always cooked to order. And they do some tableside service like with the Caesar salad. We had a great meal there. Really vintage style atmosphere if you like that kind of stuff. So I'd recommend that. And the D Grill is great for just a quick sit down meal. Always good food. At the time we were there, I haven't checked their menu lately, but they had Moco Locos, which my wife absolutely loves. Just their breakfast specials were great as well. So that's a little bit. Also, the casino as well. Like I said, you walk around there, it's a party going on. And I'm pretty sure that's what Derek wants. The bar is always going off. You got the dancers at night dancing around outside the tables. It's just a really cool vibe. I always hang out upstairs at the Vintage Vegas. I love the View Bar. View Bar, you can walk outside and you can kind of sit up top of the casino and you can look out down, do a lot of people watching. It's a really cool bar. I know they recently upgraded some things on it. I believe they still have the only currently running Sigma Derby in all of Las Vegas. So that's something always a fun time. But definitely check out the second floor. And I can't wait to check out Bar Canada. That looks really fun from the pictures I've seen online. Just a couple other things. I just want to mention, if you've never stayed at D and you're like, after I hear this, I want to stay there. The elevators sometimes can be a little interesting. You basically punch a button. They're kind of controlled. The best way to describe it is you punch what floor you're on, and then this theory is whichever one will try to get you to your room faster. Sometimes when it's crowded, so you'll walk into this little thing, you'll punch what floor, and it'll assign you an elevator. Sometimes if they're not working, I remember one time it wasn't working. We had to wait like 15 minutes to get an elevator. But sometimes just punch it goes right to our rooms. Just be aware of that on some of the busier nights, although they have changed that. The other thing is the garage is very tight and narrow, and I believe it's above the 6th floor. You can only park above the 6th floor, so you're going to be wrapping around a lot. But getting into casinos is easy. Just take an elevator down. I actually like that garage because it's easy to get in and out. And again, like the Golden Gate, it's very accessible to get downtown to the Strip, to go up north if you want to head to Utah, to get out to Red Rock. It just makes it very easy to get to. And the location on Fremont Street is amazing. So you can get right off to Slotzilla. If you make a right on to Neonopolis, they're upgrading right now as we speak. And of course, it's right near one of my favorite breweries, Banger. To the left, you have all the other resorts and casinos right down Fremont Street. The pool is a little small, so you just might want to be aware of that. It's a very small, very standard pool. It's almost like a backyard pool. But from what I've read, with the upcoming Circa, your guest pass will allow you admittance to the Circa. So that's something that's really cool. Anyway, that's the D in a nutshell. I highly recommend you guys getting to the D, checking it out. Even if you're not staying at the D, you're downtown, just go in there. It's a party every time. And you'll see Derek there sometimes. He's hanging out. I've seen him there when Michigan State plays during the Final Four. He's hanging out there with the people. One of the nicest guys. I've seen him interact with fans. Hopefully one day I get to meet him, but he's a really cool casino owner, and him and his brother are doing great things downtown. So that's it for today's episode. But before we go, just want to give a shout out to some of the sources I got some references from. CasinosFandom.com, Mob Museum, also Las Vegas Review Journal. Again, in closing, make sure you hit that like button and comment if you have any suggestions or you'd like me to discuss some other topics. Again, guys, I make this channel for you guys. I love Las Vegas. I love talking about Las Vegas. That's why it's called Talking All Day with KA. Again, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so make sure to check us out there. I have the links below. Leave a comment, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thanks again, gang, for hanging out with me today on Talkin' Vegas All Day with KA. Take care.